Hey there friends, it's Codiak here, back for another Assassin's Creed Valhalla video, and this will be a quick one, and mainly on camera, because today we have to talk about some new leaks that kind of lay out some of the big changes that are coming to the game. First off, if you didn't catch our video yesterday about one-handed swords, definitely give that a watch, because it's a big deal. Does it change the nature of the game? Not really, but it's one of the most requested things players have been asking for, and it's finally coming. Today, however, I want to talk about some other interesting new leaks uncovered by another YouTuber that is very well known in the Assassin's Creed community, Jonathan. After the release of the Ostara content, new files were added into the game. With a little bit of black magic, Jonathan was able to extract new placeholders for achievements that give us some insight into new content that's coming our way. The first is a brand new weapon type, and no, I'm not talking about one-handed swords. I'm actually talking about sickles, not the weapon type you thought was coming to the game. The reason we know about this one is because of an achievement that tasks Savor with killing 100 enemies with a sickle. We actually get a taste of this weapon right on the key art for the DLC. You can see the children of Danu Druid holding one in their right hand, right there in front of our eyes the entire time. This is going to open up a whole host of new weapons to be uncovered, and you can't forget about those awesome execution animations that will have to be designed around this new weapon type. Like I said with one-handed swords, a new weapon type will not fix underlying issues with the game, but it is cool. Another interesting achievement has to do with Bran the Blessed, a major figure in Welsh mythology. Bran is a giant and king of Britain, and in the mythology has an interesting relationship with an Irish king. Long story short, think Red Wedding from Game of Thrones without the HBO magic, and that's kind of what we're dealing with here. I'm excited to learn about new mythological angles within the Wrath of the Druids DLC, and hope the Ubisoft team continues to sprinkle some of those more unbelievable moments into the mix. Moving right along to the next bit of news, and this does build off of our one-handed swords conversation from the other video, it looks like Jonathan has managed to uncover an achievement that tasks Savor with killing 100 enemies using a short sword. Now after this achievement, in parentheses, is the word Expansion 2, The Siege of Paris. I'm not going to say I told you so, but if it is true, short swords look to be coming in the second major DLC. I think this is fitting mainly because the content takes place in Francia, which is a much more traditional European location. It makes sense to introduce the short sword then, which is one of the most traditional European weapons used during the time. Of course, swords were used all over the world in various capacities, but it does make the most sense to introduce this weapon type alongside this content. It's also going to be the last big push to get new players and existing players to buy the DLC, so you might as well end with a bang. Another interesting discovery is a new ability, Plague of Rats. Of course, we all know about the Black Plague, which we learned about in school, but that's not something that will happen for many hundreds of years after the events of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I think the Ubisoft team is hopping into their time machine here, but it's still an interesting idea. Rats in Paris have been an issue for centuries, and even today, the city still has problems with rodents. If the team models this ability after, say, Dishonored or A Plague Tale: Innocence, I imagine we'll be able to send swarms of these critters to distract, stun, or possibly even kill enemies. This is a great addition to the stealth player toolkit, but remember, I'm just spitballing ideas here. We're not entirely sure how this is all going to work. The last thing I want to touch on is this one mention of a horseman of the apocalypse. Now, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse represented conquest, war, famine, and death, but this achievement mentioned here deals in the singular. I'm interested to see if the Ubisoft team is going to introduce one of the themes into the game. There's no mention of what DLC this is a part of, and honestly, it could go either way. The 4 horsemen are rooted in Christianity, which was present in both Ireland and Francia, so maybe it'll be present in both DLCs. But I do think this discovery was interesting, and I'm hoping we get to learn a bit more about it in the coming months. So lots of juicy bits of information uncovered that help put into focus some of the new content heading our way in both the Siege of Paris and Wrath of the Druids DLC. As always, this is leaked content, this is not confirmation, so take everything I said with a grain of salt. And of course, guys, if you are excited about the upcoming content, please consider throwing a like here and subscribing to the channel so you never miss a new Legacy video. It's completely free for you, and we would love the support. You can also check us out on Discord. Our community of over 6,000 members is spread across dozens of great games, so check out that link below and join today. My name is Codiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.